Welcome to my backyard. Something I wanted to mention as my first step in doomsday prepping is the concept of basically lazy gardening, because I'm lazy as crap, and as previously mentioned, in the event of a real apocalypse I would definitely die. But last year I started getting into the whole concept of having a backyard orchard, which is basically this idea that you can grow fruit trees in your backyard and prune them so they stay short and tiny and kind of space them close together. So I planted 2 apple trees and 2 peach trees, and I also planted 3 blueberry bushes. And this year, I mean, it was a really interesting experience. I kind of expected them to all die because we had some droughts last summer. Like, it rained a lot at the beginning and then it was just dry as a bone for weeks. And I did try and water them, but apparently new trees need a lot of water, so I was expecting they would die. But exciting news, the peaches are actually blooming right now, so I was going to show them to you. And then I was going to tell you kind of some ideas I have for things I want to do this summer. So basically, I am not a gardener. I am not outdoorsy. I want things where I can plant them and do a couple of things to them, and then hopefully get something out of it. Like, my entire garden has been, up until this point, the only things I've been able to be successful with are container tomatoes. Okay, so here we go. This is my quote-unquote orchard, these 4 little stick trees. This is the peach. Isn't that pretty? So it's starting to do pretty well. And then the other peach tree is just now starting to bud. Let's see. Yeah, right there. Come on, focus. You can do it. Maybe not. All right, there we go. So it's got a couple little buds on it. And then the apple trees are a little bit more stubborn, I guess, but they've got some little buds growing on them. This one has, up at the top, this is my tallest tree. I probably am going to need to prune it at the end of the summer, but it's got some new wood up at the top. One of the things I want to get done this year is to have this giant stump ground, because I've heard that, like, especially with a tree this big, and this thing is enormous, it can kind of like still take the nutrients out of the soil even though it's dead. And it takes a while for the nutrients to go back in, like years for it to decompose. Okay, so this is one of my blueberry bushes. I think it's still alive. This looks like new growth here, so that's pretty good, hopefully. This one is definitely alive. It's starting to have little buds on it. Maybe the other one is dead. Yeah, we'll see. And this one is like almost certainly dead. So, you know, it's a process. We had blackberry bushes in our backyard growing up, and so I was thinking this year I want to plant some raspberry and blackberry bushes. Those are apparently pretty easy to grow. And then I'm going to do tomatoes again, and I was thinking maybe adding a couple of pear trees. So we shall see.